Alright, we're live again. Welcome back, everybody. So, we ended Dedius with skinning ourselves and skinning the entire town, and now we're going to find our body. This is a game called Where's My Body? It was created by Game Boy Games, another homebrew Game Boy game as well, too. This is the third version of the game, which came out this year. And Dana from Game Boy Games has released a decent amount of homebrews themselves for Game Boy that are absolutely phenomenal. This game, Shapeshifter 1, absolutely an amazing game. Micro Doctor, Lunar Journey, I have it right here next to me. All amazing and awesome games. And Shapeshifter 2 is about to come out in a year. And Shapeshifter 2 is going to be using 2 Game Boy cartridges, so I'm actually really excited for that. So yeah, Where's My Body? This would actually start off as a Kickstarter game as well too, and with that we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's get started. So in this game, you are a severed hand, and the doctor is doing experiments to you. The doctor is in the background there, as you can see. So you are a severed hand that can somehow walk and move and do a bunch of things. There's a little path right there that we're going to take. And now we're off. So the name of the game here is to find the body that we got detached from and, well, get reattached. So here we're going to talk to this rat, and the rat somehow knows how to talk to us, and he tells us that there's a clue in the basement. And then we're like, okay, there's a clue in the basement, so we're going to go back. We're going to go down. Probably more Thing than Glover. Probably more Thing from Addams Family. So here the rat told us that there's a book down in the basement with a bunch of logs of some of the procedures that the doctor has done, and we realized that, like, hey, we found the guy's name. His name is Andy Handy, and we noticed that he had a spider tattoo on his hand, and we also have a spider tattoo on our hand. So we're going to go and try and put 2 and 2 together. So now that we got a key from some pipe, we are going to go up here and get into this safe and grab this access key, which then is going to allow us to go into basically allows us to go into the lab. We take that duct as a shortcut. Alright. Now we're free. We can talk to all these. These all have, like, funny names to them, like Mr. Sandman. There's a Dr. Mario in there as well, too. But ultimately, we don't care about that. We're going to trigger that book real quick and just walk past the professor, because we can't climb that ladder yet. But we're going to go way back here, and we're going to grab this lantern. The fishing pole does play a role in a minute. And we're just going to basically do a bunch of backtracking here. Because what we need to do right now is figure out... we need to figure out if we're the hand for Andy Handy. Alright. And we're going to climb up into the attic. Because we're a hand and we can do that. And it is. Hey, we're the same hand. Our hands match. Hooray. Alright. So now we have to go back to the lab. This whole opening section of the run is a lot of backtracking. And my big hope is that we don't soft lock the game at the end, which can happen if we do something out of order. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go back to the lab here, and we're going to use the computer, but the computer is locked, and we can't hack our way in at all. And there's no power button on the PC because someone decided to take it off. And then from here, we're going to run down this little, I guess, sewer system. And we are going to grab this lubricant oil. Then what we're going to do with this lubricant oil is, if you remember the door at the start, we couldn't get in yet. Because the door was stuck, and apparently when you have a stuck door, you gotta put some lubricant on it to open it. You can't just forcefully pull it open, or just unscrew the doorknob. So we have this lubricant oil now that we're gonna try and open the door with. And what this is going to do is that it's going to trigger the professor to move away from his TV, so we can actually turn the power on and off on the entire lab. So instead of just pulling the cord from the computer, we literally shut down the power for the entire laboratory. So we hit the TV antenna so the TV loses signal. And now the professor is probably all sorts of anger that he can't watch his TV shows anymore. Which, I mean, he's already doing it wrong. He should be watching RGL's horror marathon right now. And see that his hand is on the loose as well, too. He should be really worried about this hand running around his lab, causing all sorts of havoc. Alright, so we're gonna go in here. You're gonna notice that the professor will be gone now, which allows us to climb up this ladder here. And here's the power source, so we turn off the power, turn the power back on. And now we're gonna go to the PC. It's gonna be like, oh my god, the computer's magically unlocked by flipping the power. Congratulations. Now you know that Andy Handy lives in the city. Like, sweet. We're going to the city as a hand because we flipped the power on and off at the laboratory. So here, oh, the fishing pole is shaking. What do we have here? Oh, we got a fish. Perfect. So, we got a fish. And you're probably just like, why do we need a fish? We're in a lab. Well, we need to leave the lab. We need to leave the lab grounds. And we can't do so because there is a vicious guard dog guarding the way. And this vicious guard dog is something else. You touch anywhere near its ground and it is just... It wants nothing to do with a loose hand for some reason. I can't understand it. So as we walk over here, here's the vicious guard dog. We gave him the fish, but we're gonna take his ball. He's been a bad dog. So we took the dog's ball, and we traveled to the city. So now we're in the city, and we are gonna go into the metro. So we gotta do a lot of things here, but one of the first things that we need to do is get a pack of cigarettes. This is where the game can get pretty broken. So these are the pack of cigarettes in the lighter. This stuff respawns. So those two items respawn in the game. However, if you pick them up after you've taken them, you actually break the game and can soft lock the game. So this guy here is looking for his music instrument. So what we're going to do is that now that we got some smokes and talked to the guy. Hey, look, here's that fisherman from Dedius. We exchanged the cigarettes for a lamp, which seems like a pretty good deal to me. So we take this lamp and we go back into the metro system. And what we're going to do here is that we're just going to jump onto the tracks. Throw all caution to the wind. And we need this wrench right here. For some reason, there's a wrench in the metro tracks. So what we're going to do with the said wrench is we're going to flood the metro a little bit. One of my favorite things to do is messing with the people's feet while they're taking a poop. They get a little upset about it. I don't understand why. So from here, someone tried to mop it, but thankfully they put a mop in a very nice place for us to grab this rag. And we're just gonna let that water keep gushing out because it's not our problem. We're just a hand. What can we possibly do as a hand? So this hand has impeccable balance, and we're going to walk across this rag that is somehow long enough to span a building space. And we're going to get the musical instrument, walk back across the rag, across the giant building space, and we're gonna go back to the musician here. Oh, I'm gonna screen ahead of myself. Don't let Twitch know that there's ad space available there. And we're gonna give them the trumpet, and they say thank you, and they gave us a bunch of coins. Now that we have a bunch of coins, we need to know where to go. So we need to know... There it is. So we need to go to the city, so we need to take line 1. If we take line 2, we can go to the farm, but the farm isn't useful unless you're hunting for Easter eggs, which we are not in this run. Oh, we need to insert coins first. We need to hit line 1. And then we are going to take our ticket. Ah, just in time for the metro. And we're going to take the metro. So here we're on a train. How did the trumpet go? Well, we carried it, obviously. We put it in our back pocket, just like everything else in the game. Everything is in our back pocket right now. I don't know if your hands have this, but you know, my hands have back pockets. I can just put stuff in, like train tickets and coins and stuff. Alright. Problems, call 134AB. Alright, we are now in the city. So, one of the first things we're going to do here is we're going to go down here. So, one of the Easter eggs here is to knock this thing over. But, we're not Easter egg hunting. But we need to go down there to trigger some stuff. So right now you see the park is locked at the top. We're going to just walk past that guy there and just ignore him. There's the cat from Dedius, alive and active. That piece of paper is just a rumpled piece of a receipt. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to walk up to this person. He's like, what do you want? And he didn't realize that we don't have a mouth. So we just point to coffee. So we have some coffee grounds now. So if we look in here, we have coffee grounds. All right, so far we're in a good stretch. Now we're gonna look at the phone book, and we need to figure out where Andy Handy lives. And we found out that Andy Handy lives in number 1. So we're like, all right, cool. Andy is in number 1. Yeah, I like coffee too. Big fan of coffee. Something that's really hard to see is that this vine right here you can climb up on. And from here, we are going to get a tomato that is spelled wrong. And here we're going to go and talk to this guy. He's not going to let us through. He calls us thing. He's telling us what we need to gather. We need eggs, tomatoes, and coffee. So what we need to do now is get eggs. Well, there are chickens on the other screen. So how do we get chickens to give us eggs? Well, there just happened to be a piece of moldy bread there all of a sudden. Probably was dropped by the local wildlife. And now we're gonna go back. Walk past the guard again. All the way back to the chickens. Thing is getting a workout. He's gonna be a strong hand real soon. So we give the chickens some moldy bread. Now we're gonna just big chill here for a minute. We'll look at this island, which is actually a call to Shapeshifter. Which is a cool game, great game. So we're still waiting for this chicken to lay an egg. There we go. Thank you, chicken. So we take the chicken's egg. Now we have the 3 ingredients that the guard needs. And we are approaching the end of the run now, too. Excuse me, sir. He's gonna go talk to the boss. We're just like, yeah, okay, good one. We're gonna take this lasagna that's just chilling on the table, and we're gonna give this lasagna to the cat because cats love lasagna. And this is number 1 Castle Street. So we're gonna go up here, ring the doorbell. And now we entered inside. There's Andy Handy with his happy hand. He's so happy to have his hand back. He said there was confusion at the hospital because he was supposed to have an ear operation and instead get his hand amputated. That happens from time to time. You go in for a routine ear surgery and you come out without a hand. So yeah, and that is time. And that is Where Is My Body? I hope you all enjoyed the homebrew horror games that we had going on. We started deep and started dismantled, and we ended rebuilt with a happy ending. So yeah, with that, enjoy the rest of RGL's Halloween marathon. I believe next up we have Shovel Knight and the Spectre of Torment. So definitely check that out. Shovel Knight is one of my favorite games. So thank you all, and thank you again, RGL, for having me.